his just trying to keep a straight face, I guess is
Sure.
the best way to put it.
Okay, so Billy and Carol Kane, who played his wife Valerie, arrived about the first week of October.
May I ask where you were shooting, where that all was?
That was all, we were in Shepperton, back on Shepperton. So we started the movie at Shepperton with the fire swamp, because Rob wanted to get all the fire swamp stuff out of the way. And then we went on location to Derbyshire, to Hatton Hall, which doubled for Florence Castle. And then we came back and shot all the other sequences, including Miracle Max's Hovel and the Thirst of Insanity. And so all those sets were still being built while we were on location. So Billy and Carol Kane arrived in the first week of October, and they had to go through 8 hours of makeup, to create these characters. So they had a long time in the chair. And Billy brought his makeup artist that he worked with on SNL, a guy called Peter Montagna, and he told Peter he wanted Max to be a cross between his grandmother and Casey Stengel, the Yankees. That's good for you. And what was great is I got to watch him transform into Max. And it's when Peter Montagna put the last touches of Max on him, there's these huge eyebrows and his cataract contact lenses and this ginormous wig, he became Max, and he stayed in character. He even went to the commissary at Shepperton and ordered food as Miracle Max. And he was like in line, and he said to the lady behind the counter, he goes, the shepherd's pie, is it spicy? And she said to him, no, not really. And he goes, you don't know my colon. That kind of thing. And he stayed in character the whole time. So after lunch is when we shot the scene, and I thought I had an easy day because, in the scene, if you remember, I'm just lying on the slab, and I have like 2 words. I say true love when he presses my chest, yeah? Very good. Very good. Do you want to try it again?
Why do you think they asked me to be here? I mean, come on.
Wonderful.
I haven't even begun to do it. You have no idea.
That's great.
No, and same here. I mean, we could all do it.
That's awesome. So yeah, so I thought I had a pretty easy day, right? I had 2 lines. I mean, how long it took me to learn that, right? And so I'm lying on the slab, and they're preparing to do the scene, and Rob Reiner comes up to me, the director, Rob Reiner comes up and he goes, hey Gary, we look through the monitor and we can see your chest moving when you're breathing, so you're gonna have to hold your breath during the scene. And I said, well, for how long? He goes, don't worry, we're not gonna kill you. And then he walked over to Billy Crystal and whispered in his ear, and I didn't know what he whispered until I found out later on. He said to him, just go for it. Not that Billy needed much encouragement. But once Rob yelled action, Billy launched into literally 3 hours of medieval Yiddish stand. And the first person to laugh was Rob, because he has this very boisterous laugh. I describe it as a laugh that could be heard in Detroit. And the sound guy came over and said, and by the way, in England, all the crew call the director governor. The sound guy came up and I'm sorry, governor, you're going to have to leave the set because you're ruining it. It goes off. I mean, So the director, Rob Reiner, actually was banished from his own movie. And they set up a monitor for him outside on the hallway outside the soundstage. And of course, there I am now, having to be totally still and not even moving my chest, holding my breath. And there's Billy like hanging over me, doing jokes that I can't repeat because there were young kids here. It was very blue, and anyway, and I lost it. I mean, there was no way I could. There's no way. And so I was the next guy that the sound people had me replaced with my rubber dummy. Some people assert acted better than I did. I won't argue with that. But yes, if you look in the wide shots of the scene, that's my rubber mannequin replaced. I was replaced by that.
Because of the laughter.
Because of the laughter. And then in the tight shots, it's just me, without Billy. That was the only way it could be done. And Mandy Patinkin claims that he actually bruised a rib from trying to hold his laughter. I didn't even know that you could do that. But Mandy says that's the only injury he got on the movie, was bruising a rib trying to hold his laughter. So yeah, it was pretty eventful. It took a long, long time to shoot that
So
sequence.
that very short scene.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a very short scene, ended up being 3 days. So crazy.
They're running around the kitchen and
Crazy,
playing.
crazy.